What up, y'all? I'm Dion. That's Tariq, one half a hoodie and the headband, bringing you another Big East quarterfinal preview. We're turning them out on the Sleepers channel, man. Like, comment, and subscribe for the kids. We're going crazy this week. But we got DePaul Creighton for this game. Um, there's been some rumors here with McDermott. Little bit of rumors here where it's like, hey, like maybe he's looking elsewhere. Do you think there's anything DePaul can do to kind of catch a Creighton team that might not be the most focused at the moment?
If their best players weren't one of the better point guards in the country and one of the best post players in the country, I would say yes. But when you have a Stephen Ashworth and a Ryan Cockburn on your team, I think those two guys can reel in the team. And then you still have Jemiah Neal. Like Jemiah Neal's one of my favorite players in the country. Like every time I watch Creighton, that's the guy that I'm watching. And every game that I do of theirs, I'm like, yeah, the X Factor's Jemiah Neal. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
who they're playing. X Factor's Jemiah Neal. And I feel like every game he makes me look right, or he makes me seem like a really smart person. Um, so I think when you have those three guys, I think you're able to reel in those kind of like rumors and stuff, especially since you really can't do anything about them until the end of the season. And if you don't lose, your season doesn't end. Like obviously they're going to be in the NCAA tournament, but if you keep winning here, you win an NCAA tournament. Each game you win, you still don't have to answer those questions. You won't have to answer those questions until your season is inevitably over. I think they have enough experience and they have enough players that have been here before to be able to handle these situations. And then it's also DePaul. Like, I don't need to be rude, but like, it'd be different if they were playing like, I don't know, Villanova or like St. John's or somebody like that. Like, it'd be different if they were playing somebody else and these rumors were like rampant.
Yeah.
But it's like they're out there. Okay, it's not like DePaul is gonna be like somebody's bringing the ball down the court, like, "Hey, I heard your coach is leaving," and then they shoot the ball. Like,
I mean, that's exactly what
now,
I would be doing.
I wouldn't tell them not to try it.
That's
I wouldn't
exactly.
tell them not to try it.
If
You
I'm
never
on
know
the
what
ball, I'm
happens.
walking in the arena with Indiana gear on. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm messing with McDermott start to finish. Like that's exact. Like I'm we're doing Hoosier theme songs, all types of stuff. Like we're playing as many mind games as possible.
Wearing the
I mean
Caitlin
this was
Clark fever jersey.
have to. I mean this with all due respect to DePaul. I mean they're outmatched in this game. They're outmatched in this game. So you have to play the mental. You have to play the mental thing where it's like, can we get in their head? Can we shake them up a little bit? Is there anything we can do? Probably not. Stephen Ashford turns 25 in 2 months. It's gonna be really hard. Like it's gonna be really hard. Like you can't play
Yeah.
some of the games you can play with some of the other teams just because of the age and professionalism that Creighton has.
Mhm.
They've been here before. Paul Brenner, in my opinion, is the best big in college basketball. With all due respect to Hunter Dickinson, definitely the best defensive big.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that they're completely outmatched in my opinion. But but you said this on the recap. DePaul plays hard. And they fight and they're scrappy. If they can muck this game up a little bit, they can stick around in it. Um, is there any one particular player on DePaul that you think could have that like, hey, I always wanted to go to Creighton game, or I always wanted to play in the Big East tournament at MSG, and like my family's here, and just kind of like comes out and goes crazy.
I would look at Isaiah Rivera. He had a big game not too long ago. I think it was just a few games ago. Hold on. He had he had 21 against Georgetown, and then a couple games before that he had 18. He's capable of getting hot from three. Um, if he can do that, I think that guys like that always bump up a team's confidence. Like when certain players hitting shots, you're like, all right, cool, we're in it. There's certain people on the team when they hit a shot, you're like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna win today. Like if somebody gets hot, like a certain guy gets hot, you're like, oh yeah, they're in trouble today. Like, and I feel like Isaiah Rivera is one of those guys because like if you look at the starting lineup and you're looking at it and you're like, that guy plays basketball, like guy plays D1 basketball, like, and then he goes and he starts shooting, you're like, ah, yeah, he does play D1 basketball. Like, I think Creighton has the tendency to give up some 3-point shots. Um, both teams shoot 34% from the three on the season. So I think it'll come down to the 3-point shot for both sides. If DePaul can win the 3-point matchup, this is a game that they can steal.
Mm.
Now that's asking a lot because they're still gonna have to go to Ryan Kalkbrenner, which Chris Holtman did not seem excited to do in the post game in the
Yeah,
post game interview.
you told me off air, absolutely hilarious quote. Can you tell the people what he said?
He said, "We will focus on Ryan Kalkbrenner in an hour. We're gonna celebrate now."
Yeah,
So
I just want to
like
point out to everybody, Chris Holtman just won a first round Big East tournament game. This man did not win the Big East tournament. He's not playing in the final. He advanced to the quarterfinal of a 12 man conference or 11. Is it a hold on? It's 11 or 12
yeah,
teams.
I think it's 11
Yeah, he
because
advanced to the
there
quarterfinal.
was two teams that got immediately to the quarterfinals. I think.
Yeah. So he immediately 11-man conference. You finish top 8. That's what we're celebrating. You advanced to the quarterfinals of an 11-man conference and said, yo, I need an hour before I start worrying about the other team's best player. Um, which brings me to what I want to discuss the most, the Ken Palm line. So Ken Palm has this game, Creighton 78-68. If you want me to go first, I have a very easy answer in this. If you would like to go first, I'm
No,
willing
you
to.
can go.
Yeah, no, listen. Chris Holman doesn't want to play against Creighton. So while he was celebrating making the quarterfinal, that by the way, Creighton just started in, and like it just started in the quarterfinal and has been waiting on them since the whole thing started. Um, he's gonna get smoked. Like they aren't as like I mentioned, like maybe you can catch Creighton because they're lacking focus. Yeah, I mean you could have if you were focused. Like if you were focused, you might have been able to catch Creighton because they're lacking focus. You're not though. If you just try to go man for man against this Creighton team, unfortunately, I do think they're outnumbered a little bit here. So I got Kalkbrenner, I got Ashworth, I got McDermott by a million.
Yeah, the injuries to the front court for DePaul are going to come back to bite them in this game specifically. They did get NJ Benson back, so he could have a game. I am interested to see how that goes for him. Considering he had 18 points in 18 minutes tonight. I don't know if he's going to be that efficient against with Ryan Kalkbrenner in the paint, but I'm interested to see it. I think it'll be fun. But I think he's still playing with a hand injury, so hopefully, I'm being genuine here. I hope there is no like smacking of the hand or anything that causes any actual like more injury. I'm assuming if he's playing, he can't injure it anymore. That's typically how players are let back on the court. It's like you can't hurt this injury anymore. Now, it is college, so sometimes they just get your ass out there.
Well, I was
But
gonna say he might not do more damage to it, but it might be one of those things where like he got it to a point where he can manage the pain, and then it might
mhm,
set him back a little bit. Like I doubt, like if his
yeah,
hand is, I'm just spitballing an injury here, but like let's say he broke his hand and he's out there, he's not gonna
mhm,
re-break it. You know what I mean?
right.
There's no more that he could break, but if he gets hit, I do think there's a possibility that like it could cause him a little pain for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact injury was. I know it was a hand injury. He only missed a month,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. The last game he had played before today was February 11th, so almost a month to the day. Um, and he played only 21 minutes against Marquette in that game. So hopefully he's able to play at a high level. I would like to see CJ Gunn play well as well. He'll pass the ball a little bit, unlike what Ed Cooley said. Even though I will say Ed Cooley, he does only have one assist. He averages one assist a game. So, but he only averages 12 points. So it's not like he's out here averaging like 20 points and one assist. Like
I love the
I
idea
think
that
I think that's
Cooley.
more like due to talent than it is like he just doesn't pass the ball.
No, I love the idea of Ed Cooley circling around and being correct even while he's wrong. I love that.
But yeah, I would take Creighton in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if DePaul kept it under 10.
Okay.
Just considering they played, like you said, like considering they've played yesterday or today, um, that helps them in terms of like rhythm, being already in that arena, having already played in a game. Um, and again, when you got guys that can get hot and can when they're confident and feel in a rhythm, they can make a lot of shots in bunches. I think that is something that they can look at and hope that propels them forward. But it's a tall task to stop Ryan Kalkbrenner because he's very tall.
Yeah, Ryan Kalkbrenner, known tall individual. No, this should be a fun one. Holtman clearly has going to be staying up a little late tonight, at least an extra hour, because
I
he got
hope
to
so.
celebrate. Hmm. Which,
Yes, I hope so. I hope he is.
I mean, he's gonna have to because he was celebrating, so he has to make up the hour some way. Daylight savings was on Sunday, so he's not getting it back today, unfortunately for him. But hopefully he's able to figure it out, make this a fun one. Uh, for Tariq, I'm Dion. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back with recaps for every Big East game.